Hazira,
Yeah.
that asks, if she wants to be a university lecturer one day,
Yeah.
what are the steps that she has to undertake?
Oh, that's a good question. If you have aspiration to be a technical lecturer as well as a university lecturer, you are right.
So do you need to be a master or a PhD?
In fact, you have to go straight. The current employment is that we don't take people in unless they have a PhD. After saying that, because we are a government institute, and if we find certain students who have potential to be lecturers, they're actually taken under our wings, put in a program, and from masters, they are taken in, maybe to be, some level, but groomed to take the PhD. And you have to take a PhD to eventually become a lecturer. One of the things that I wish someone had told me, and because I found lecturing by accident, so I wouldn't know about this path anyway. The thing that I learned, don't quote me, because this is what I learned. One of the things is that most universities today, the numbers count. Unfortunately, what are the numbers I'm talking about? The numbers is that the number of new discovery, new knowledge that you have contributed to. And what I meant is that research that you have done, passionate about, you do research, then what you want to do is collaborate with someone who is already knowledgeable on how to write papers, collaborate with them on those research that you do, and get your numbers in, publish paper, go to conferences and publish the paper. Conferences online, a lot of them are free, and they will encourage you to present paper. It may not be published, or you never know, through that network you could get it published. Join those conferences, open your mind to collaboration. Don't try to go it alone to write a paper on your own, because if you look at every academic paper, there will be 3 or 4 authors. So go with people that you can network with. So when you're doing your master's, even at that or your undergrad level, go to a lecturer and say that, hey, I would like to write a paper with you. Let's see what topic we can write from a student perspective, because at university, we encourage a lot of people to write papers and present it. So start by that. If you are still in university, no Hazira, start doing that immediately. Go and bug the lecturer and say, I'd like to write a paper. In fact, UTB has a conference coming up called the CIIS 2020, which is an IT paper. And because it's in Brunei, it's cheap. What you can do is that register for it to write a paper and get it accepted. If the paper gets accepted, you will get published. You will be asked to present to an audience of people who are academics, and you get published. Now, so if you aspire to want to be a lecturer, the numbers count. And what numbers? The numbers for publishing paper, okay, research work. And if you have that in your portfolio, you are way ahead of the game than anybody else who wants to be a lecturer. This is something I wish somebody had told me a long time ago.
So there are tricks.
Yes, the numbers count. Those are the numbers, because every university, one of their core thing is to make sure that they have a great numbers of papers published. Yeah. So this is one of their core tasks, one of their core mission in life is to try and discover new areas, and you do that. But so don't go it alone.
Jennifer, when you talk about pursuing master or PhD, is it a PhD in education, or any PhD will allow you to become a lecturer one day?
Okay. If you're going to be a lecturer, unless you want to be a lecturer in education or in teaching, then it will not be like a master's in teaching.
So it's not
basically, it will be a master or PhD in your area of specialization. Like in my case, it's like a IT, you know, or master's or PhD in data analytics or something like that. Yes, you do have to do things like that. But because you are teaching, one of the entry levels also require for new lecturers to have a teaching certificate. And that is normally a diploma or a master's, a second master's that you take for teaching, masters of teaching, which could be 1 year. The teaching certificate that a lot of lecturers have to take is I think, a 1 year, I think it's 1 year, but it's more like you learn the pedagogy of teaching, you know, how to write curriculum, how to develop curriculum. Those are expected knowledge that you have to have as a teacher. So yeah, if you're going to go into teaching today, you need that certificate as well.
And you're talking about a university teacher?
Yes,
or
higher,
across the board?
The teaching certificate, I believe, is across the board. Public teachers, Brunei government actually expect the teachers to have that teaching certificate as well when you teach. I know that they have different teaching environment, like the special needs, which has a different set of requirements, but they still need some sort of teaching cert, and your area of specialization has to be in that area for you to teach.